In this video, I just wanted to make a quick, raw video about hosting, property management, and co-hosting. All kind of the same thing, but let's dive into it. Now, my name is John Hildebrand. I've been hosting since early 2016. Airbnb ambassador, super host, 5 properties that I own, and I manage another 6. So been doing this for quite a long time, and I do a lot of coaching and teaching about short-term rentals and vacation rentals as I host. And in the last couple months, the amount of questions and one-on-one calls and coaching I've been getting about co-hosting or being a property manager is insane. Like, I'm getting them all of the time, like every day, like, hey, I want to start a co-hosting business. I want to be a manager. I want to start a co-hosting business. So if you haven't already, go to my channel. I have a whole video on co-hosting and property management. Should you hire one or do it yourself? So I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I'm just going to kind of talk about co-hosting and property management. Now, some of the biggest questions I'm getting are from people that have never hosted before at all, and they have no experience. So I just want everybody to understand that you should put yourself in the homeowner situation. Why would a homeowner trust you with their biggest investment, a house, to manage their property without any experience? Yes, I know, everybody has to start from somewhere, but you really need to prove your worth. Right? So it's crazy. I get this all the time. They hit me up. They're like, hey, I want to start a co-hosting business and manage some houses near me. I'm like, okay, cool. What are you doing to become the expert? Are you networking? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you in some coaching programs? Do you have a mentor? Nope, I can do this low. And to me, it just seems a little like there's a lot of misinformation out there. Like it's that easy to go sign a house and just start managing. Like I said, this is someone's big investment. They have to trust you. So you got to build that trust with somebody to let them manage their home. It's a lot of responsibility, and you should take it that way. You should really think like, hey, this is a lot of responsibility. I'm aware. I would love a chance to host your home, and then become the expert, right? So for me, I became an expert in photography and marketing, and that was kind of like a way for me to get in the door. I was listening to a million podcasts, reading books, educating myself as much as I possibly could, and talking to anybody and everybody that was in the business that can kind of teach me whatever I can learn. And I still do that today after years of doing this, right? So, and be honest with your homeowners. Come to your homeowners and be like, look, I'm in this coaching class. I've been reading a bunch of books. I have a mentor who's going to be shadowing me, going to be kind of a co-host. If you just give me this opportunity, I would love to show you how good I can host your property. Let me just take a few minutes of your time. I hope you're enjoying this video. You probably hear about me talk about this all the time, but you really got to protect yourself if you're a property manager or you own your own vacation rentals. Best solution I have found is SuperHog. You hear me say it all the time. You can do a rental agreement on there. You can do a security deposit, a waiver, background checks, which is legal in Arizona. We have to run background checks. You can do this all in the platform. It's awesome. SuperHog has up to $5 million in damage protection plan. Let's say the kid breaks something. You don't have to go after every single guest for a small incidental. SuperHog will help cover you that. You don't have to go to air cover every time, because we all know air cover is. I use this on all of my properties. I'm always telling people you should do this. You can set it up the way you like it. Right now, I do a $50 waiver to my guests, but also make sure you're very clear in your listing description that you use SuperHog so guests are aware of it before they book and during the process. So the link is below. Check them out. Please fill it out, the information. They are amazing. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Let's get back to the video. So if you're a homeowner and you're just investing and you want a passive income, that's great. You would team up with a manager to have them manage your property for you. This video is really for people that are just kind of starting off, maybe have one property or no properties at all. Like, you really got to get involved and then start becoming an expert in software or maybe analyzing a property, running numbers that you can pitch to a homeowner and be like, hey, did you know that if you added a heated pool and a hot tub and maybe some paint on the wall and whatnot, that you could make X amount of dollars in short-term rentals? Does that interest you? Like, I would love to help you reach your goals, or I think I can improve your current goals on your short-term rental. So you gotta like find your way in and become the expert in pricing, guest communication. Like, you really have to know all of this stuff, especially in the beginning. I can't stress enough how important it is to kind of learn everything. Learn all the programs, learn guest communication, learn pricing. That way, once you start to hire someone, you are able to teach them. And another thing about this is, no matter how big you get, if you're really passionate about what you're doing, you should always be learning, especially in an industry like this, because it's moving so fast, it's growing really fast, changing, software is changing, etc. So don't be afraid to keep learning. Don't always act like you know everything, you don't need to change anything. Like, I can't even begin to tell you guys like how much I learn all the time from people, and I'm blown away from people that have one property to people that have 50 properties. So don't feel like once you start getting in the game that you don't need to keep learning. I just see a lot of talk out there on the internet, for the clickbaity stuff, to start a co-hosting business and boom, you can be rich. And I just want to be super clear, it's really not that easy. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna go sign a home, launch on Airbnb, and start making all this money. Sometimes, like I'm in dead season right now, we don't get bookings out here in Arizona. So now I have to have that awkward conversation with my homeowners like, hey, I am doing everything we possibly can on this home. It's summer. We would be really lucky to get 1 booking, 2 bookings here and there, and I don't get paid. Like, if I don't get paid, the homeowner doesn't get paid, they're not paying their bills. That's part of the business. You have to really know the high seasons and the low season, and you want to be able to prepare your homeowner. Hey, we have about 3 months coming up. It's gonna be really, really slow. I would suggest you put some money aside. Probably not gonna get any bookings. You have to be that expert that communicates with the homeowner. And not only that, when you're a co-host, it's a lot different than managing your own property, because now you have a lot more responsibility. It's not just you on the line here. Now you have someone else who invested in a property, and now you have different egos, different communication, and you have to work with those homeowners, and then you also have to work with those guests. So as a co-host and a manager, you're dealing with multiple different people. You have to be in charge of the cleaners, the handyman, landscapers, the homeowners themselves, sometimes multiple guests, obviously, at a time. So you have to learn to get your systems dialed in. You have to have good communication. And I'm always trying to improve my communication with my homeowners and be able to show them more stats, let them know what I'm doing. If we're not getting bookings, or if we are getting bookings, I still like to inform them what's going on. So you still have to find that great communication, and that will help you improve as a host, make your homeowners happy, and also make your guests happy. And also, just like a side note, when you're starting your co-hosting business, I feel like this is really important. Don't be afraid to say no. And like interview your homeowners and make sure it's the right fit. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few homeowners that were not the right fit, and I should have seen the red flags. There were certain things that we didn't align on, like maybe it was a redesign. I was like, or if something breaks, are you gonna jump on it and fix it right away? Or are you just gonna let it sit there and not have a good guest experience? So you gotta get on the same page with that homeowner. Make sure they're on the same vision you are, they have the same goals. Basically, you wanna make sure that you're working with the people that you wanna work with. So it's not a bad idea to say no if you're not the right fit. If you're a right fit for that homeowner, it's only gonna make everything that much smoother. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how lucky I feel. I have some of the best homeowners, and they hired me because they trust me. And that's like a huge part of this business, is trust. They have to trust you that you know your pricing, you're gonna get them the best you possibly can for the house. They're trusting you that you're not gonna have bad guests and have a party. They're trusting you to keep an eye on their house for them. So there is a lot of trust in this business and whatever, and that's just a part of the business. I don't know, I might be rambling here just a little bit, but I thought it'd be fun to come on here and just make like a pretty raw video about a lot of these co-hosting questions I'm getting and people wanting to get in the business. And like I said, I freaking love this business so much. It's given me so much. So I do encourage people to get in the business. It's like starting any business. You can't just say, wake up one day and be like, hey, you know what? I want to start building houses. I'm going to go talk to my neighbor and see if he wants me to build this house. Like if you think about it that way, it's like, why would someone let you build a house and you don't even have a hammer or a saw and you have never built a house in your entire life? Like that's insanely risky. Most people probably would be like, nah. So don't be afraid to go intern for somebody, find a mentor. Don't be afraid to educate yourself. So I don't know, just wanted to come on here. I thought it'd be fun just to make a quick video and write some comments down below. Let me know some questions you guys have with co-hosting. I'm gonna try to make some more videos on co-hosting. I have some other projects coming on about hosting and co-hosting. So yeah, cool. Peace out.